Hi everybody, Jerry here with a review of the Parrot branded Android 4.4 head unit. This head unit is created specifically for the Toyota Prius, but you can find standard double DIN head units with the same configuration on eBay. Just do a search for Android 4.4 head unit and you should see a couple double DIN configurations come up in the search results, ranging anywhere from $200 to $300. As you can see, this is a larger head unit, taking advantage of the space here in the Prius dashboard, so it does have an 8-inch touchscreen, which is pretty nice. It has the same resolution as the smaller touchscreens, but the larger real estate is pretty nice to look at, I have to admit. As you can see, it's got a very decent startup time. It doesn't usually start up that fast, usually between 2 and 8 seconds, but it is pretty fast, a lot faster than my Android 2.3.7 head unit was. I'm using the factory default launcher right now, and I don't really see any reason to change. I like the way it's set up. As you can see, it's got a couple widgets here on the home screen. One is the date and time, and the other changes depending on what app was used last. Right now it's on the radio widget. If you swipe to the left, you have your user customizable pages for apps and widgets. And if you press here, you have your app drawer for all your installed applications. You can customize the apps that are here on the bottom row of the launcher. And as you can see, this is running standard Android 4.4 KitKat. The notification bar slides down from the top. And you have the standard set of toggles at the top of the notification bar for quick access to things like Bluetooth, GPS, Wi-Fi, etc. As we go into the settings menu, I just want to talk about the screen, which is really bright, very easy to see in daylight. In fact, I had to turn the default brightness down for a more comfortable viewing level. Okay, you can see here in the settings menu that it's running Android 4.4.4. One thing to note is that out of the box, this came with the iGo navigation app, which I really just didn't like at all. I downloaded the Cigic app, which I've had good experiences with, and I've set that up to open when you press the navigation hardware button. Now, as far as I can tell, the navigation hardware button is the only one that's programmable. Everything else has a function that's attached to it, and I don't think it can be changed as far as I can see. So here's Cigic working very well on this machine. I'm not going to go too into depth into the app itself. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And here's Google Maps, which works great on this unit as well. It even works with the Google Voice Search function, which I'll show you in a bit. You know, if it weren't for the fact that Google Maps requires a constant internet connection, this probably would be my go-to navigation app. But it's a little bit too inconvenient to have to keep tethering the head unit to my phone. The Google Play Store also works flawlessly. I've already downloaded most of my most used apps onto the head unit. And one of the coolest things about this thing that I'm looking forward to start using is the Torque app, which I don't have running yet. I'm still waiting for my OBD2 adapter to come in the mail. But as you can see here, it's working. It's just not receiving any signal because there's nothing to receive it from. The head unit is 100% OBD2 compatible, so you shouldn't have any problem using it with any OBD2 adapter you find on the internet. I found mine on eBay for about $5, so we'll see how well that works. I've got no complaints about the radio interface. We also have the music player, which has got a pretty decent interface as well, and what's nice is that if you go back to the home screen, you can see your album information on the widget and go back and forth between your tracks. The head unit also comes with a decent little weather app, though it's not going to be as detailed as other apps you can download, but it's nice for just a quick glance at the upcoming weather. The Bluetooth connectivity experience is so much better than the old 2.3.7 head unit that I had. As you can see, it's got a much nicer interface. Searching works much better. The contacts list pulls right off of your phone rather than having to transfer it from a SIM card. Just overall a much nicer hands-free experience while driving. Browsing the web works pretty much as you'd expect on the head unit. I've got Google Chrome downloaded right now, and I'll use this to quickly surf over to io9.com. And it's a little bit slow, but I think that's mostly due to my connection at the moment. But as you can see, it pretty much works the way you'd expect it to work. No real complaints here. But as I said before, the head unit does work very nicely with the Google Voice Search function. I'll go back into the maps here and do a quick test. Hospital. So it looks like it worked. It's doing its search, it's just kind of going very slowly. Probably have a bad connection. But there you go, you can see it brought up some search results for hospitals in the area. Google Now also works really well with this. When you pull this up, you can see you've got your standard cards here. I'm not going to go too into depth in this, but Google Now works great. And also, I've got YouTube installed in here, and YouTube works perfectly. It works much better than my old head unit did. I think it was starting to have problems with the Google Play services, but this is working perfectly. I'm even able to log into my account to see my YouTube subscriptions, which was something I wasn't really able to do with my previous head unit. I'm not really sure why. Not sure if that's a problem that was specific to me or not. And the last thing I want to talk about is the video app, which has worked with most of the video files I've thrown at it so far. Bonus points if you can tell me what documentary I'm watching right now. And that's it for my review of the Parrot Android 4.4 head unit. If you can find one of these for between $300 and $400, I would say definitely go for it. It's such a step up from the old DHCOO 2.3.7 head unit that I reviewed previously. KitKat is just such a major upgrade from the gingerbread versions of these head units that it just doesn't make sense not to upgrade anymore. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments or send me an email, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. And again, thanks for watching.